We get our own personal person, and he's also one of the members of the Good Morning Nigeria person, as far as I'm concerned. Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of our family members.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's our masculine member.
Our masculine
masculine member.
We get Bernard Akede. He's also a political analyst inside the studio. Good to have you, Bernard, again.
Again, very good.
Again and again and again.
The last time when I did, you know, then you don't flexible.
I know, but I don't say you were always
Bernard
here.
worked tirelessly. We love you and we miss you sometimes. Yes, so back to the statement where Alhaji Atiku Abubakar they make. Some people don't they throw shades at the guy. Say, it's easy to talk now. That when you be vice president that time, you do anything, which impact you make at that time. But some people of another school of thought will tell you, say, the vice president will say that he doesn't have so much powers.
Yeah.
Except the one where they give up. So how do you see this particular statement?
Well, very true. The vice president, truly, like you talk, there is a limit, as Obogo talk. They say there is so much that he can do in his own capacity. Truly, truly, many people don't know the vice president of so many countries. If I ask now who the vice president of America said, many people don't know. Donald Trump don't cover everywhere. Who the vice president of Nigeria? If nobody say, Oga Buhari now don't travel, now our vice president, Oshibanjo now don't take over. Now people know who the actual vice president of Nigeria be. There get so many countries where people not to know the vice president because the role of the vice president, it be like ceremonious role in one way. Where we say, people not to know him, people not to see what they do, but in they work for the background. Now, when the president know they, or the delegate certain work, say, okay, president, don't go for this one, you go do this one. Now people go to here say, okay, well, now the vice president will be this, now this one be that. That one have to cover the talk on to say when in they there, but they not to see what you do. But then remember, say, now one ticket, now they carry president and vice president come out. So if I told the president they do well, they go say that the president and the vice president, now they do well. If the president no do well, they go say that the president and vice president, now no do well. That make most of the time, for almost anything, that they put the two of them picture side by side.
Side by side, yeah.
Yes. But then to come and say, now when you don't come out, it's easier to talk. Make we no lie. The truth be say, like they talk for football, they say who know they inside the game, now they see the game pass. Now when you don't come out for power, when you don't come out for office, now you go truly, they see some of the things where they happen. Truly, inside a democratic process, people where they inside power, not be everything that they see, not be everything that they know. The president no fit dey all the 36 states at the same time. Same as the vice president. So when in the power, they are limited to the kind of things when they're supposed to know and when they're supposed to see. But now when they don't come out, they don't see some ills, some kind, as we call them, lacuna, some kind of loopholes where they need to cover. And then now in the see them. So also to talk onto whether some people they talk say whether this one some people don't they do church say whether in just they use style they talk say maybe next campaign like 2019 if you took
of course
enter.
everything points to the fact that the elections are upon us.
Exactly.
And as it is now, if they look in the political arena, who are the likely people who go want to take over the presidency? Whether we like it or not, they will finger him as one of them.
That's still recycled.
No, but I think my major question right now is say, are Nigerians to blame for the crop of leaders where we don't get so far? And moving forward, how we go fit to know if a person will be a better leader or not?
Now, the first question, are Nigerians to blame? To a large extent, I go say yes. And I go tell you why. Now, they get one who gets no be psychologist, philosopher, and also that's Plato anyway from ancient Greece. And among those we actually define, we bring out democracy, not define, but you know, so now for ancient Greece, now they start democracy. They get one of the notable sayings where you say, only if you are in part of democracy can you complain about the government. Only if you are in part of government. Only if you participate, yes, that you can complain. If you come on hand, say, politics is a dirty game, I don't want to do, then you deserve whatever you get. And the gospel truth be that many of our people these days, make I even start from school. If you go to school, federal or state university, not to talk about private university now, they go say, make people join students' union. People go say, I'm not joining because now cultists, hooligans, and touts, now then full am. But at the end, these cultists, hooligans, and touts, now then go make the policies, we go rule now.
Go rule you.
So when they come make this policy, you come complain, say, I talk am, now touts they there. Now they talk this kind of thing. If to say the so-called good people will not be touts, the first class and 2-1 students, and the Christian association students and Muslim association students, if not them they there, Wouldn't they have done a better thing?
But not everybody can go into politics. I
Of
still they
course.
ask. I still want to know.
Okay.
Are Nigerians to blame for the kind of leader? So you
And
come?
again,
now,
I say
let's
to a
take the
large
last
extent.
election,
Yes.
for example.
Yes.
A lot of Nigerians, they actually clamor for change. And then you see people who come outside with their own agendas. I will give you good security. I will give you this and that and that. And then you can't sit down and say, okay, this person with your agenda, they're very nice. Let me vote for him. And at the end of the day, they're not actually fulfill their promise. Would you blame the Nigerian for putting that person there?
I would blame the Nigerians for putting that person there, and I'll tell you why. See, democratic process, particularly election, not be in 2 years they start. Right now, as we did already, we are, I don't want to use the word doomed because it sounds like a bad thing, but doomed just means we are condemned to what we get. Now, as a day like this, anything we see for 2019, it done did already. We cannot change anything. As it be like this, now the same crop of people now go still come out for 2019. Anybody who want prepare, say you want to have a changed agenda, you will start from a minimum of 8 years before the election that you are putting out for. Before Oga Buhari come out, do you remember how many times he don't contest? Before he finally reached there. Now, the reason why I say this is because people go say, now the same crop of leaders, will they carry come out, say no young person, no young person. The young people, where then they?
But
the
if this person don't actually work for a very long time, but put him for that position, and he not come work
I will
well.
tell you why. Now, if you don't start to work for a very long time, not be just to stay there, they talk for a very long time. There's a process for politics. There's a process for electioneering. Now, you won't come out for, you don't just come out one day say you won't be president. You have to start from somewhere. You have to pay your dues in politics. It be like say person won't become musician, or person won't become recording artist, or won't be producer. They get what they call.
Trump was he is a president.
They get what they call studio rat before you become a producer, before you become a musician. You go don't start from somewhere. You go they carry light, they carry sound, they carry mic, they follow artists up and down. As you do that one, you they learn, you they learn, you they learn. Before you get there, you suppose to follow the political process. If you don't get certain ideas and ideologies, we differ from what they happen right now. Not be today or 2 years. You know, you're supposed to start from time.
From that, your thought pattern, let me ask this question. In Africa, we do not have who we call career politicians. Abroad, a lot of the crops of people that you see in leadership, which I buy into the idea of what you said about training, do you know some of them are actually career politicians? When they're in their school, they were singled out.
Of course.
Maybe the best in their set, those that show excellence in this, in that, in this, in that, and they start to train them in leadership. But we have a challenge. If we're to say train, most of these people that I call train, what they just do is they put them in government circles. We give them government work. Can we have that kind of conducive environment for the youths of today? And now we evolved at the youths in this present governance. Because if we're talking about takeover, then that means it's not 2019.
It's not.
You know what?
At all.
Are the youth the better leaders? Where the former vice president they come outside talk?
For now, of course, the youth are not the better leaders. And I say it unapologetically. For now, if the youth need to be better leaders, like I said earlier, we need to start from way back. We need to, if the youth, like for example now, if I start political party now, or I start the political movement now, not be 2019 at the look, not be 2023 at the look.
Yeah.
Now 2027, now I'm going to prepare for. And I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, you don't go just start today. It be like you want to marry your husband. You don't go just know the man today, say you want to marry him next month. No. You have to get to know the person. You have to follow the person. After some months, you go know whether the person, whether a tall person you like, whether a short person, whether he's a bit sing, whether he dey snore, whether if he dey chop food, they throw it for him mouth. That's just an analogy anyway. But that's what it's supposed to be. By the time you decide, say, okay, I want a change in governance in my area, and you go, of course, you have to start from somewhere small. You cannot start changing the world by changing the world itself. Start by changing your family first. Convince the people around you. When you don't convince them, say, what you want to do, then you go begin convince your friends, your relatives. We get like minds. By the time you convince them, they go join your movement. When they join your movement, una go start from your local community. People go talk, say, because these days, politics is too expensive, election is too expensive. My brother, my sister, start by looking at the small things where they your streets, where they wrong, where you and people of like minds feel do. By the time I don't do them, before you know, people for the street don't talk, say, this Uwi get sense, so Uwi they help our people for here. This Madam Lolo gets sense, so she they teach our children how to do better things. From there, your name don't they spread. From your street alone, people will get like mind. You don't even need knack agogo before they come. They don't know, say, better thing they happen here. Everybody wants to associate themselves with something that is good and that is moving. They go join you. When they join you,
but
they go
I find that
gradually.
this analogy that you're creating, it spells for patience.
Very exactly.
And this is something that I find missing in our young people.
And you know why?
A lot of them just want to jump into the sea,
Yes.
but they've not learned how to swim.
The reason is because, unfortunately, the politics where we run for this country is money-driven politics. Where we say immediately you enter, you want to reap the fruit of what you did not labor for instantly. just recently for somewhere for Lagos, I'm not going to mention the area, around the Keja area. I don't talk already. Anyway, somebody been they come out for whether a councillorship or something. On the day where they want to do the election, then they begin to knock some people's house. Say, please, you know that we know that this is coming at the wrong time. We need you to come out and vote for us, blah, blah, blah. Is that how it works?
I even know that
On
even
the
the
very
lady, the young lady that we had last week that is vying for local government chairman, you will not believe the caliber of person, I can't even mention, will send me text, and who knows her? Where is she coming from? That, does she think she has pedigree?
That still boils down to waiting Bernard.
Waiting Bernard they talk. And they went on to say things like they have already nominated who they wanted.
All right, on that note, we're going to need to buy a small break now. Very heated conversation where we get inside. But when we come back, we go talk about, because you make a statement, say, to you, the youths are not the better leaders. So,
I said for now.
For now. So does it mean that we're going back to
the old?
And how you could determine out of the old, which one be better leader? When we come back after the break, stay with us.
Yes, so beautiful morning. Are you still there? If you just join us, you don't miss plenty things because we don't already do a lot of things. But we have been discussing something will concern everybody. Say the statement or the words where Oga Atiku Abubakar been talk. Say make we dey patient and make we do everything where they have our power to improve the next set of leaders we will go take or employ in Nigeria. And inside the house, we have been, our own in-house analyst have been discussing with us, Bernard Akede.
Bernard, sorry, I just want
Yes,
just that we talk about this particular one. Now, you talk, say, for now, you not feel so the youth are actually they're ready to take over our governance in Nigeria. Now, does this one take us back to the older generation taking over governance in Nigeria?
Unfortunately, and I'm waiting to happen with that. No be say, me, I no be soothsayer, I no be prophet. I know they see future. I no get any small ball where I go touch where they look. But I know, say, the way things they go now. They say, even the Bible talks, say, when cloud they gather, you gonna say rain won't fall.
Yes.
So with the way things they go now, there's still somebody from the known circle that go still there. If this dispensation will continue by 2019, now somebody we don't did there already. We don't they among the ruling class before. Now go still there again. Because the youth never still there ready. I didn't talk about before and I will talk about again. And I'll give an example. Now, again, one time during the last election, we go cover the post-election reaction from somewhere for our papa. One of the leaders of one of the political parties now come out. I ask him one question where they always ask people, what exactly is the job, or what is the job of the opposition party? Is it just to stay there, criticize the ruling party for 3 years, then on the 4th year you come and say, the ruling party never do this, we go do them? On the other hand, what I feel it should be, now say, for those first 3 years where no be your party they rule, they do something, make people they see. So that on the 4th year, when you come and give your manifesto, nobody say, we will do this, now you go talk. Now, we have done this, we have done this.
Be like check and
exactly,
balancing.
now you go do. The same thing now they talk for the young people as well. I've been talking earlier, say, volunteer jobs. Everything doesn't have to be politics of money. Unfortunately, that's what it be for this country.
Yes.
Abroad, you go see, say, young children, young people from school age, don't come out, they don't gather themselves, don't they intern on political issues, like Lolo been talk. They get children where they groom politically. So that even by the time they don't finish from school, they do something small for their community, their small locality, their small community, for their streets, for their area, for their yards, they do something. By the time the person don't do something for the first 2 years, the next 3rd year, he don't go study more about politics. Don't learn more from leaders. Before you know, he don't enter Congress, or he don't enter one small place. When he enter one small place, he go, they rise. By the time this particular person reach age 35, 36, 37, he don't ripe.
Even the Macron that everybody is celebrating.
At 39, he don't dey
governance for a long time.
At one point,
he
don't dey economics. I think the Minister of Economics or something. And he don't dey there since.
What do we do? How do we educate the youth more? Because some of these things, they talk out for mouth. What do we do so that I'm not even looking at leadership for the youth of now.
No.
Just like you said, I won't give leadership or presidency to a guy. None of the young leaders that I see now, that I'll say they are politically right, are ripe. It's not age. I'm talking about pedigree. It takes something to hone your skill in something. We won't just carry the weight of mantle of leadership and give to you without having seen how you have been able to grow yourself doing something. What can the generation next begin to do now?
Very good. Now, I will start from the generation next, what they can do. I will start from generation before, waiting then do, that we need to learn from. Now, if you look at the people with the politics now, all them IBB, Atiku Abubakar, Obasanjo, all those people we don't did before, we still did the ruling class now. Now let's go back to post-independence, 1960. After 1960, 1970, during the time of after independence and when we get our coup, you go look, see, these people that then been dead at that time, they were actively involved in politics as at then, and they were young men.
You were involved in the coup.
Involved, yes, and they were young men. But right now, our young men are involved and interested in other things.
For one night, things that are not profiting.
Not profiting. Now, what we need to do first is to make sure, say, our young men and women get interest in politics. And it has to start from, first of all, from our schooling age. And this schooling where they talk, no be university, from primary school. It was surprised you say from primary school these days, say, people don't even know I pledge to Nigeria, my country, anymore.
Yes.
People don't know Arise. We don't say then Arise with compassion, now we they sing. But at least we get that charisma, that zeal to. We go sing and they shout. These days, people don't change everything. Even from our curriculum, from the education level, right? They need to begin to imbibe
leadership values.
Thank you. Leadership values. Instill these things in the minds of the young ones. So we say, as then they grow, will come up for their mind. Yeah. The most proud people of their country in this world are Americans. Anything where they want to do, they go tell you. You go see small people say, American. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. How many of us, they pledge allegiance to the flag of Nigeria? How many of us, they talk? You go hear Nigerian man, they sing American national anthem. Yes. Because it's even sweet for ear. Yeah. So apart from that, we need to start from the grassroots. They instill this, imbibe these leadership values in our children. As then they grow from primary school, enter secondary school, you go begin to see, say, this person get leadership tendencies, begin to push up. Even like they say, small pikin, he get tendency of acting. I get one nephew. This boy, if you see him, the boy in a show boy. They go say, Joshua, post for picture, the boy go do like this. I don't tell mama, say, this boy go work for television. This boy just a clock 3 this year. I said, this boy go work for television. In the same way, you go see small pikin wey be say, he dey among his peers. Now he always there in front.
Yes.
Now he there in front. You go say, oh yeah, come. You go see small girl wey be say,
and that still
act like
goes
mama.
To our educational sector.
Exactly.
We have been clamoring for so many things. There are many teachers. I watched a film recently. He was the teacher of that child that knew that this child was exceptional.
Get the potential.
Tell the parents. The parent now say, hey, and started to focus on the child. Even our educational sector is dying. That even teachers can no longer focus on children that have special tendencies.
Especially our public schools. Because
especially the public schools, because
private schools,
they do, but you are paying.
Of course.
Now, you're paying, but at least they get you see the result.
And I still have a problem with private school because sometimes teachers focus more on some because of what they get on from some more parents.
Fortunately.
I've seen that happen. That they push their children forward just because. So balance is what I'm craving for.
It has to be there. Anyway, but finally with the education tab, now make you not forget, say, after everything, the higher institution and the education, they end. And now they pick people, they make them specialists for what they want to do. They specialize them. Now you don't stay this person. You don't get leadership tendencies from ground as they grow, don't reach here. Now, you as a child, you get this thing, channel yourself towards that particular place. Where we say, you go learn academically, say even if you're political science, or even if in sciences they do, just channel yourself towards leadership in that particular place. People go see you. Me, I don't talk about before, say, nobody they see good in the throw him. If you see, say, this person good, even if you don't like him, you know, say he good, you cannot deny it. Like in football then, I don't like Arsenal, but because Thierry Henry is a correct player, you know if you deny him. Say this person, they play well. This person has qualities of a good leader. Instead of bringing the person down, channel whatever small resources and effort towards raising that person up. Make it for be better leader past waiting he be. Before you know, the person come out from school, he don't enter somewhere, he don't gather people of like minds. They don't begin to do things. And again, I want to ring out for people here. Unfortunately, in the politics of money, now we chase for this country. Yes, money is important. Money is the grease that makes the engine of life move. But then it doesn't mean that engine cannot move without that grease.
All right, I just want to quickly talk about this Article 1. Say improve on your choice of leaders next election. It shows say either actually establish the fact say we never get
choice of leaders.
Come 2019, what do we need to look out for? Just point
choice of leaders. Now, well, 2019, like every other year, the thing we need to look at first of all, the past of whoever is coming in. We'd always miss them out. Look at the person's past. What did he don't do before? The good and the bad. Nobody will good finish. This is what you don't do before. When we don't see this way, you don't do before. Now listen to the manifestos. We know say politicians, they always get very, very strict manifestos.
Sweet one.
It's not sweet. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think manifesto is. I think manifesto is the same.
It's the same thing. Because we go do road, we go do water, we go do light. The things where they don't tell us from 1999, and you see they hear so. But now listen to these manifestos. Then also listen, or rather look at the people where they in cabinet. Look the people wey surround am, because this one person alone, only in one no fit do everything. Now the people wey dey around am, na go in one way or the other influence the things wey him go do.
Thank you so much, Bernard.
I almost give you high five.
I go collect am.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.